Yo guys, what is going on? It's Galji007 here bringing you another episode of D&D style RPG. Sorry that I've been gone for so long, but you know what? Thanks to this one subscriber that really wants to know what's going on, I decided to get back into the game and decided to bring you a little bit more of the story. And just let me know again if you like it. Please make sure you let me know so I can continue doing these videos for you guys. But last time we ended up making a decision that we're gonna follow them. So let's go ahead and shoot that up and let's start it. Let's get started. Why is our once demure, frightened merchant's daughter suddenly wishing to play the role of a bloodthirsty battle tactician? You wonder. Dear Siba, we will met you we will mete out justice to these villains for the death of your father, among other countless evil deeds in due time. You are not trained in the art of war as Reginald and I are. Even if we set a successful ambush, their numbers are simply too large for 2 men. There are 3 of us, Siba says fiercely as she thrusts out her palm. A blade for me? Certainly adventurers have more weapons than they need. Reginald shrugs, unbuckles a dagger belt, and hands it to her. Even if they scurry off to a fortification of some kind, we will take them. I have the trust of the captain of the guards of Ring City. He will not suffer evil so close, says Reginald. The 3 of you set off after the priest while keeping a good distance away, out of sight most of the time. Luckily, their party is so noisy that tracking them is trivial. After a half hour or so, your quarry leaves the trail and hikes over a field. You now have to follow a bit closer in order to not lose them. Soon, they stop on a hill with a large slab of granite at the top. They set the unicorn down on the slab and surround him. Oh gosh. You stop in the foliage of the tree line beside the field and watch. The sky is beginning to lighten with the coming sun. Oh gosh, I feel like they're gonna sacrifice this animal. We don't want that. We're gonna save that animal, guys. That's gonna be our Harry Potter winged Pegasus, alright? They begin chanting. The chant is infernal, but you can only make out a few words from here. They are chanting a prayer, you think. Something about forgiveness. I am no Nerulean priest, but I do not think this bodes well for the unicorn, says Reginald. They mean to sacrifice him, Siba says. The unicorn is a him? Reginald asks. Yes, I observed his, when they carried him by our hiding spot, Siba responded. Irrelevant, you say in exasperation. Our enemies stand in the open and on high ground. We cannot approach unnoticed. Allow me to lure them to the forest edge. I shall play the part of the frightened lost girl. They will be overjoyed to recapture what they lost. You can then attack them from your hiding place, says Siba. No, my lady. They may harm you, says Reginald. I will disembowel them, she says, brandishing the dagger Reginald lent her. I understand your anger for what they did to your father, but do not die a fool, says Reginald. A fool, am I? Siba asks. Her face is such a visage of malice. Visage of malice? I don't know how to pronounce that you and Reginald both take a step back. Reginald stutters. Perhaps stealth would serve us better? You interject. I might turn invisible, creep into their minds, and cut the unicorn free. My friend, surely your powers are best spent spewing forth gouts of deadly fire, not sneaking about like a rat. Fire and steel. Simple and effective, says Reginald. What do you do? Alright, so he does have a point. I mean, we could just, magically just blast all of them. Hope that the unicorn survives. Fire and steel, turn invisible, use Siba as bait. I don't want to put her in any danger, but cutting down the numbers would be better, right? If we just bait him. So we don't want to spend mana just because I feel like there's going to be a big battle coming up. So we are going to use Siba as bait. Very well. We shall help you get your vengeance, you tell Siba. If you have any wish to live, do not fight them. Simply lure them into the forest and allow Reginald and myself to do the bloody work. You and Reginald take up an ambush position on each side of an animal trail. When you're ready, Siba walks off towards the evil priest's hill. Soon, you hear shouting, and then Siba sprints past your hiding place. You see 3 Nerulean priests chasing her, and they appear to be running perfectly into your ambush position. Nice job, Siba! Nice job, Siba, you think. You had hoped to lure more than 3 since you counted more than 20. Killing this trio will do little to thin their numbers. Still, 3 dead villains is a good start, and you can't allow this man to catch Siba. What do? We have enough mana. I think we're gonna use the daggers. Let's fight them. Oh no! Reginald leaps out and with one mighty swing nearly lops off the head of the Nerulean priest in the head. As planned, Reginald has halted them by attacking the front. Now it is your turn to strike from the rear. You are not much with a blade, but even a wizard can stab someone in the back well enough. Apparently not, guys. We lost to life. The priest shrieks as you stab him over and over. Using a blade for such butchery is beneath you, to be sure, but you are a practical young man. Best to save your spell's powers for when you truly need it. Completely agree. The third one unsheaths a short sword and turns back to you as though to escape back to his comrades. You block his way and he swings at you. You jump back, but the tip of the sword slices you into your stomach. Ouch. Although you paid for your little blocking maneuvers, it allows Reginald to come up from behind and cut the priest down. You clutch your cut stomach. Your tunic has darkened with blood. Nevertheless, you do not think the wound is serious. Reginald hacks the one priest you stab, even though he is motionless in the ground. He will not rise, Reginald. You need not make a mess of the corpse of every man I slay, you say. Ah, but I must. You wield that dagger like a child, like a little. You put your palm in a gesture that says, I have heard it before. Presently, Siba trots out of the forest. She stops short of the fallen priest and beams down at them. Wonderful! We should set their heads upon spikes to decorate our camp. Well, it is not time to start playing with their parts just yet, you say. They have lost only 3 men out of perhaps 24. I heard a woman scream. Was it the frightened little girl or Banton? A voice carries from the direction of the hill where the priests are. Laughter trickles in through the trees. We had better do something quick before the suspicions of our remaining enemies are aroused, Reginald whispers. Oh, you caught me. Siba slaps her hands excitedly. Don those cloaks, rise the hoods, and drag me up the hill. They are not so stupid as to mistake us for their comrades in broad daylight, says Reginald. Well, we dare not attack so many without surprise, and we cannot simply sneak up on them now. Surely they are watching the woods, you say. Keep your backs to them as you drag me, Siba says. Reginald shakes his head. This ambush worked well enough. Perhaps we could call more of them into the woods, divide them further, shout to them that we need help searching for the girl. If I have enough power, I could become invisible and go up there alone to cut the unicorn free, you think. Obviously, a risky move. A slightly less costly option in terms of mana would be to cast an illusion of goblins to serve as distraction on one side as Reginald charges up the hill on the other. Titus, Banton, come now. The ceremony must continue. One of the Nerulean priests shouts in the distance. What do? Drag Siba up the hill? No. Learn more? No. So, I don't think the ambush thing worked very well. So we're definitely not going to do that. The illusions also kind of failed us last time. So I am going to actually try to cut the unicorn free. It's a little bit risky, but hopefully that's the right decision. Final answer: turn invisible. Ooh, achievement unlocked. Sneaky, nasty, tricksy, player, reader, breeder. Points +1, coins ×2, and luck ×2. Mana decreased by 4. Morale increased by 1. Quickly, you cast your spell and creep up the hill. The evil priests are bunched together closely in a circle around the slab of granite, so you have to take care. It is critical that you do not touch anyone because that would break your invisible illusion. Your spellbook is very explicit about this point. Pass not even like a breeze, for even the wind is felt by men. Become nothing, and nothing will know you. You recall the spell instruction saying. One priest shifts to one side, and you have enough room to pass without so much as brushing their long sleeves. Although you have avoided touching anyone, you cannot help making some measure of noise with your footfalls. Fortunately, their chanting deafens them to your passage. Now that you have passed into their inner circle, you can make out their words in the infernal language. We praise you, Ancient One. You are free. Servants, servants, slaves to your will. We ask not for mercy. We only to serve. Over and over they repeat this. One of the hooded men looks familiar. Belfour, the farmer. He comes into Ring City to sell his apples every harvest. You know him because he always gets drunk and makes trouble. The guards have learned to keep an eye on him when he has coin in his pocket. You would never have imagined he was mixed up with dark powers, though. A few others look familiar too. Although you can't place them, they must be locals of Ring City. You are now near the unicorn and you have your dagger out. You have a couple of options. You could simply cut the unicorn free and start the fight, or you could try to scare the priest first. What do you do? Guys, thank you very much for watching. We are going to stop here right now. I'll have to think about this decision, whether we're going to use an illusion or if we're just going to cut the unicorn loose. Or if we really just need to boost our Valor stats. We're dying here, guys. We need more mana. But again, don't forget to do all the YouTube things. Make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you share it with some of your friends that might enjoy this. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you very much.